Welcome back to Words for the Journey, words of faith, hope, and love for the journey of life and the journey of faith. We're looking at the 10 most important passages in the Bible to help us understand the story of the Bible, but also the God of the Bible. And we keep doing these videos in this time because of our present restrictions. We keep producing videos and showing videos because we want to keep engaging with the Word of God, but also with the world around us. So if there weren't restrictions, there might be a different way of doing this. But at this time, we continue these videos on YouTube, trying to bring the message of the Bible, but really the message of Jesus to as many people as we can. So we're in this series of the 10 most important passages in the Bible, understanding the story of the Bible, understanding the God of the Bible, and we come now to Exodus chapter 34, where God, in a sort of like a vision, but really a revelation of who he is, showed his servant Moses who he is. But before we read those verses, I just want to backtrack real quickly and say the book of Exodus is a book of liberation. God bringing his people out of slavery, out of oppression, out of the clutches, we might say, of this Pharaoh who has them in his grasp. They are slaves of a man, a leader, a Pharaoh, but really of a whole nation, a whole empire. And God frees them because they're groaning under their slavery. And God does that by sending judgments and plagues on this Pharaoh. Finally, he lets the people go. God brings them out of Egypt through the Red Sea, brings them to this sacred mountain, Mount Sinai. And there he gives the people his law for life. How will you live now that I've liberated you out of the clutches of this dictator, this slave master? And then we have a situation where the servant of God, Moses, goes on the mount and he's there for 40 days. Now, 40 days isn't a real long time. It's about a month and a bit. But it's during those just 40 days that the people, they suddenly turn away from God. So this God who has rescued them, freed them, and they make this golden calf. They say it wasn't Yahweh, it wasn't the God who saved us, it was the golden calf who saved us. In response to that, God gets a little bit upset and he wants to wipe out the people. And Moses stands in the gap for the people and mediates for them, and then God relents from destroying the people. And God says, well, I'm going to show you, Moses, who I am. At the core of my being, this is who I am. So the Bible tells us God hides Moses sort of in this part of the rock, part of the mountain, sort of covers him, and he passes in front of Moses. And when he passes in front of Moses, he says this from Exodus chapter 34. He passed in front of Moses proclaiming the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, maintaining love to thousands, and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin. And I love that moment where we might wonder, what's God going to say? What's he going to say to Moses in terms of who he is? And the language is language of love, language of mercy, language of forgiveness. So God was upset, God was angry, but the core of his being is a God who loves, who longs to forgive, who longs to show mercy, even to people who turn their back on him. And I love that picture of God presented in Exodus chapter 34. Thanks for joining us for Words for the Journey.